Hello, everyone. How are you out there in internet land? It is good to see you, and it is good to be seen by you. Welcome to my hotel room. I am here in sunny Philadelphia, where it is a driving blizzard outside. I don't know if this constitutes a blizzard. Look, I'm not a Yankee, okay? Gonzalo Lear's bar tab. Good to see you, my friend. We need to do this. We need to make sure you guys can see yourselves commenting. Let me crank this up just a little bit. But yeah, here we are, post page. I guess how posted is entirely incumbent on what you think constitutes an entire convention event. There's a guy right there. Look at that. That's Joe Kaufman. I got my first gaming in with Joe. Joe was up here, and Big Delver, shout out to you. Thank you very much, Joe. We did a solo OD&D session. I spread the stuff out on the table in the open gaming area. Nobody bit. So Joe and I did some where he bashed in the head of an orc and became the king of the forest. Yes, that is what happened. And he got the girl too. So, you know, no one can say I'm not a generous dungeon master, right? But day 2 of gaming, which was last night, gaming was going on all the time, but the second game I got into, Joe and I were basically moping, looking for something to do. I was like, man, I don't want to run another solo OD&D game. And he was just about to suggest some Boot Hill, and I headed him off at the pass, quite literally. I saw some dudes who the Horde Wars guys were there, and they were setting up a table, and Joe and I got into it. And I got to tell you guys, having played it now, because we've interviewed folks responsible for Horde Wars on the stream before in the past. Having played it now, there's a world of difference between talking about a game and playing a game. Having played it now, I can tell you, Horde Wars is a lot of fun. It's pretty lightweight. It's pretty agile. Didn't dig too much into the books to see like, oh, look at this artwork. But we did have a lot of fun playing it. We carried the day. I played a ridiculously over the top Dirk Squarejaw kind of knight. Joe played a wizard who got shot full of holes, and I then used kind of like this aura of healing on to get him back on his feet. We killed a Goblin King. We killed a bunch of goblins. We got a bunch of artifacts and stuff like that as treasure for it, and it was pretty good. You bought Horde Wars recently. Eating banana bread and drinking stuff. That sounds freaking delicious. Remind me to get your address offline. I have something Crom related for me to give out at EggCon. Okay, Michael, I will do that. Robert Senton bought Horde Wars recently. It's a good purchase. It's a good game. You know, I always say that the highest compliment I will give to any TTRPG is, if I didn't have D&D to play, this would be a good second. Like if I went to a table and I said, hey, anybody want to play D&D? And they were like, can we play this instead? And I look at that, or I play it then, and I come away from it going, that was good. That was a good use of my time. That was a good investment. It's like the highest compliment I can give it, and I will give that compliment to Horde Wars. You know, if somebody said let's play Horde Wars, I'd play it. I think it's an absolutely cool little game. We battled like 90% of our fight. And Joe backed me up here. Like 95% of our fight was outdoors, not in a dungeon. But it was pretty good. Now it's got something that can be kind of dangerous, I feel like, to an RPG or to any kind of war game. Hey, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Who threw that super out there? Who let the soup out? Let's see. I gotta. The phone interface is horrible. So now I can't scroll up and down. I'm trying to see who put that up there. Gonzalo Lear's Barkev. Do I allow Ranger bonus Druid spells based on Wiz? Also, at what level do I have Rangers cast spells in relation to their own? Druids do not get Wisdom bonus for spells, so no. So there you go. But I'm a little curious about this. At what level do I have Rangers cast spells in relation to their own? It says when they can start casting it. I don't have a player's handbook handy, but I think it's a late 9th or 10th level. Or do you mean what is the power of the spells that they can cast? Like if a ranger can cast magic user spells and he's throwing magic missile, is it as a 12th level magic user, or is it as a first level magic user? I treat it as a first level spellcaster as far as ability. But thank you very much for the super, Gonzalo. You know that I would have that. Let me do that. Can I do that? No, it's not going to let me do that. Maximize. Oh, God. Come on. There we go. I'm just going to pinch zoom and get you guys in there. Anyway, so, yeah, that's my take on that. But Horde Wars is good. There's 27 of you guys watching out there, and that's really awesome. Thank you very much. 28 now. The Wheeling Dragon, hello. How are you? What does that say? You something. It's my range. I'm sorry, guys. This is suboptimal. The way this is set up, and I would have my laptop up and looking at the chats that way, but it barfed the last time I tried to do that. The little laptop. All right. Okay. Crap. Hide from stage. If I do that, there we go. Okay. So yeah, this is not optimal. Might also be for Falderanth. Yeah. Hello. Hi, Kabuki. How are you? I hope you are well. I'm trying to catch all's comments live now down in the corner of the screen, and now it's zoomed in even more, despite the fact that I didn't want it to. So I'm not looking at my own pretty face anymore. I'm just looking at your comments overlaid on the chat. So anyway, so yeah, we played Horde Wars, and that was a lot of fun. And then I went over this morning to do the last show, as it were, for them. And they, well, I say this morning, I was slated to be there from 2 to 4, and they just waved me off. They were just like, yeah, don't worry about it. So things have been interesting. Now I'm gonna relate something because I want to talk about positivity here. Can I do that? Are you gonna let me know if I do that? That's gonna I don't know what's happened to my layout. So we'll just go with this. We'll just go with this. No, if Paige streamed this today, it was early in the morning, and it was worth it because Heidi Gygax was interviewed. But you'd have to go to the Paige YouTube page and watch and watch the interview with Heidi that someone else did, not me. But anyway, I want to talk about positivity a little bit, and I think that I feel like this is important. But I gotta try and shrink this down. No, that's not working. Sorry about that, guys. Here I am. Anyway, moving right along. No, I'm here. Here I am. Chuckles 70, good to see you. But moving right along, there was a lady. Now, as far as I know, she doesn't have an online business or anything like that. I'm going to be in touch with her, but I want to talk about now when I say this, okay, like I'm not giving you guys like a Sunday night sermonette or anything like that. When I say God, if it doesn't sit with you, just think the universe, karma, fate, whatever. But I think that a lot of times God puts you where you're supposed to be at a given moment to do a certain thing. And I am not tooting my own horn here. I am saying that as a cautionary, as a watch to you guys. This weekend was kind of sus, okay, for some reasons. I had fun where I found fun at Page, and I think that's what I need to say about it. I didn't shop a lot. I did buy a few goodies, one accidentally. I'll tell you about that in a little bit. But there's a lot of folks who are Page, and they were selling vintage D&D, AD&D box sets, war games, call it what you will. And there was a lady, her predominant business seemed to be making crochet knickknacks, fantasy theme. Like here's a knit beholder, dragon, whatever. Very cool, very nice. I'm not denigrating at all. She also had 5 magazine boxes. Now, I'm talking like magazine width and maybe 2 feet deep. And it was all classic D&D stuff, first and second edition, maybe 1 or 2 third edition books, stuff to roll up your sleeves and dig in. And her prices were so good. Her prices were so good. Yes, gigaws. You know what a giga is, Kabuki? Anyway, modules, hardbacks, campaign settings, box sets. She had a couple of basic sets, like the magenta basic sets and turquoise basic sets and a Holmes basic set and stuff like that. Most of it was priced pretty good. But then I noticed something. She had 2 monster manuals, first edition AD&D monster manuals. And I've talked on this show before about the relative rarity of certain printings of the monster manual and other AD&D books. I lucked into a true first print monster manual, for example. She had what's called a third alpha. It looks like my true first print, except it has a wizard logo instead of the lizard logo. And it was in, for the age it was, because we're talking about a book that came out in 1977, it was in pretty good condition. She wanted $90 for it. She wanted $90 for it. Now you might say, okay, Bill, are you grousing about the price? Was that too much? No, that was too little. The condition that book was in, she could have asked $200, $250 for it. Right next to it, she had a minty fresh, like it just came out of a case lot, Monster Manual, like us mortals would have found in Toys R Us in the 80s. And it was clocked at $125, which is a fair price for something that had sharp corners. Nowhere on the spine. You know how the gutter of the spine will get a little wrinkle to it on hardback books? Nothing like that. It literally looks like it came out of a case lot. $125. Fine price. But I start looking through her stuff more and more, and I realize she's undercharging. At the very least, for that Monster Manual, she's got to be undercharging. And I asked her to come over there. She was in a wheelchair. I asked her to come over there, and I showed her, and I pulled up the Akium website on my phone, and I showed her. I said, look, this is what you have. This is what this is worth in this condition. And she actually worked as a bookbinder. She knew book grades very well. And we looked at their grading and that sort of thing. She does not buy from estate sales. All of this was her dad's. Her dad was a massive D&D nerd. And she's on disability. And she tries to sell this stuff. She said she knows that her dad had an OCE. That's the white box with a little starburst in the corner. She knows her dad had stuff signed by Gary Gygax. She doesn't know where it is. So I talked to her, and I sent her the link. I handed her my phone. I said, put your number in here, and I'm going to text you the link. So she did that. And I told her, I said, when you get home this weekend, I want you to go through this stuff, and I want you to look at what you got, and I want you to go through their grading system, and I want you to reassess your prices. I want to go to a place and I want to find a $20, $25, even $30 for an AD&D module, and $50 for a hardback book, and $75 for a box set, which is what she had stuff for. I want those great finds. I wanted her to get what her dad's stuff was worth, because her dad had passed. And I told her, I said, if you find your dad's Gygax autograph stuff and that OCE, let me know. I will put you in touch with someone who can help you get the maximum price for that. And it's not me. That's Paul. But I couldn't, in good conscience, sit there and watch her with just let those things sit there and get like cherry picked someday. I couldn't. So I feel like that was a case of the universe, despite the travails, despite the pain in the ass that this weekend has been in a lot of ways. It's been good in a lot of ways. I got to meet Joe. We played some Horde Wars. We had some fun. I sat in Heidi and Eric Gygax's sales booth and drank bourbon with Heidi Gygax, you know. So I'm not saying it was a complete garbage show and blah, blah, blah. but there was a lot of stuff that was just didn't work. But in spite of that, I think if that was the only thing positive that happened this weekend, then I needed to be there, and I'm glad that I was there and able to help her price that stuff. I gotta zoom in. I gotta see if I can zoom in again. So, good job. This is what happens in collections. Hey, no. My first print monster manual has the words TM. So north of the Rockies, it depends. If it has a Lizard Man logo on it, and depending on what shape, it could be anywhere from $75 to $800. If by some chance you have the errata sheet that was given out with them, double the price. So I just felt like, maybe that was where I needed to be. Maybe that was where I needed to be this weekend, was freezing my ass off up here in Philly. Lizard Man logo with errata sheet. North of the Rockies, what condition is it in? Hey, can Miss Gygax give you permission to post the Gygax television footage when he confronted the mother who wanted to shut it all down? I don't know. I don't know. I'll have to talk to her about that. Okay, and Joe brings up an important point. Literally just up the aisle, there was a guy selling, and it wasn't just TTRPG stuff and board games. Now look, let me tell you guys, first I gotta do something here. Oh shit, I froze my tab. But let me tell you guys something. Yay, capitalism. Capitalism is good. Make money, make lots of money, make all the money you can, and charge what you think stuff is worth. If you're bullshitting with prices, I'm gonna call it out. I'm gonna call it out. And this guy had like a Dungeon Master's Guide, Jeff Easley art Dungeon Master's Guide, and the spine of it was bleached white. Like it had sat on a bookshelf with the sun beating down on it for heaven knows how long, until the orange spine, the Jeff Easley orange spine color, was gone. And he wanted $175 for it. I would have generously paid $60 for that Dungeon Master's Guide. Yeah, he wanted $50 and $60 each for modules. All of his hardbacks, he wanted, the lowest price hardback he had was $100 that he wanted. And he had board war games like that. He wanted like $200 or $300 for a box copy of Kriegspiel. Guys, you can go on eBay and get Kriegspiel from Avalon Hill from the 1960s or early 1970s for like $40. Just stuff like that. And he had like Nintendo games, just stupidly overpriced on everything. And again, it's his thing. He can charge what he wants. but I'm going to call out the bullshit where I see it. And I wish I could. I could have taken like malicious civic duty, right? And told everyone, hey, don't shop down here. Go shop down there. Her stuff is 30% less, probably. And I don't want to cause no trouble. You guys know me. I don't cause trouble. I don't cause trouble. I am the trouble. So, let's see here. Can I do that? No, you're not going to let me do that. Hang on a second. Someone's coming here. Come on in. Hang on a second, guys. You can get charged? No. I don't think so. All right. All right. So I will borrow one of the other keys. Okay. Well, everybody, sorry. I apologize for that interruption because none other than Mr. Alan Hammock has returned home, prodigal son that he is. And Alan, you want to say hey? Let's see.
Just briefly.
Nanook of the North over here went trudging out in a blizzard to get some grub.
Hey there. Yes, got tired of the same old hotel food, went across the street to get something, but it turned out, I mean, it was snowing then, and it's still snowing. So
wow,
we'll see what's happening.
Yeah, right on.
Have fun, guys.
All right. Alan Hammock, everybody. I mean, hey, there you go. That's the live stream content y'all get, right? I bring y'all the best, the veterans of TSR, the guys that made the game that we love, and there you go. So I may have to go get some of that nasty hotel food myself, but I don't think they're serving dinner. Probably going to be a microwave can of beanie weenie or something, but for too much longer. Let me zoom in and get y'all's comments. Great Old Ones has been trying to rebuild a first run of Orange Spine books. Snow in Florida this morning. I can believe it. I can absolutely believe it. But what else? Let's see. Oh, hey, let me do this because, we're just kind of informal right now. Do you guys want to see the little bit of swag I did get? Let me know over in the comments if y'all want to see some swag. And I will bring that up. Some gifties I got for Mrs. the Dungeon Delver and the little Delvettes and so on and etc. I will bring that stuff out. You guys know me. It just takes one person to say hello and that you want to see that. So there you go. Yes, it does. Says Gonzalo. There it is. That's all I need. So let me get over to the bag there and grab that real quick. So, Alan, how was the food at least?
Great. Fish and chips and a really good beer over there. So, nice copper beer.
Fish and chips and a really good beer. He says, I should have braved the storm. I really should have braved the storm and gotten a decent meal. Oh, well.
Fortune favors the bold.
Fortune favors the bold. That's right. What is it? Age and guile beats youth and beauty every day of the week, I guess. So, all right. So let me grab the stuff, guys, and show y'all. Hold on. All right. And I am back. Okay, guys, I am back here. Allow me to show you. Okay, so if you guys remember DM Zane of the Dungeon Damsel channel, well, his charming and wonderful better half sold me, because she makes them, these absolutely gorgeous enameled pins, mimic everything. So we have a mimic sun eating a little planet there. I'm not sure where there we go. I'm not doing it justice, guys. It really looks cool. And a mimic heart. She threw that one in. That's pretty cool. So I picked those up. Those are for my youngest youngin. And Chet Minton, whom we will circle back to and talk about in just a minute. Chet Minton gave me this absolutely fantastic Hydra pin that is for my oldest. She's a big Marvel fan, so hail Hydra. But if you're going to be out doing yard work, hail hydrate. And speaking of hydration and swag and Chet Minton, that's right, I have a Turvis of Annihilation. So yeah, that is that is my jam. Chet, thank you so much. That is really cool. Oh, and lest I forget, I do not, unless their card is in here. Their card might be in here. This is from the Wee Folk Treasures. From the Wee Folk Treasures is this absolutely gorgeous Irish Dragon pin. That is for Mrs. the Dungeon Delver. Look at that. Is that not cool? Heidi and Eric gifted me, and I'll tell you why in a minute. This is a Christmas ornament. It is a unicorn Christmas ornament. It is a blown glass Christmas ornament. I will be sitting on the flight from Philly back to Orlando holding this egg fragile ornament here. So let's take a look. And yeah, there you go. Look at that. That is very neat. And because it is glass, I do not know that we are going to be able to hang it on our tree because we have cats. And if they knock into the tree, this is toast. But we will find a way to, we will find a way to properly display this lovely ornament. And I think Eric just did it to prank me, so I'd have to go through TSA with this, carry it carefully, hold it in my lap, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But thank you, Eric. It's lovely nonetheless. I'm going to try and get y'all's comments here and zoom in a little bit. So there's that. And there's one other piece of swag. There is a long and convoluted story about how this module author got his module to me, and I'm not gonna tell it right now. That is for a night when I'm home and I've got a cold beer and I've done one of those. My guest flaked on me, or it's Kyle can't be here, or whatever. Let's just do a late night stream and I'll have a cold one and we'll just shoot the shit. Then you'll get the full story. But this is The Giant of Glockamora by Cheese Hasselberger. Buddy, if you're out there watching, and it's a D&D module. And it is very, what can I say? Very gonzo, very fun. And I'm looking forward to going through this and giving this all the appropriate attention its weirdness deserves. So I'm excited about that. So I got that. We talked about the ornaments. Gosh, what else? I did get a couple more signatures on my deities and demigods. So let me grab that and show those off. See the tumbler and ornament. You go, I am. And by the way, Elizabeth, I did use your wonderful dice in both games that I played in / ran this week. Oh my gosh, I can scroll messages. I can go back and I can look just very, very slightly. Can I do that? Yes, I can do that. Come on, let me keep going. Let me scroll. No. Yeah, no, it's not letting me scroll. I'm gonna have to pinch zoom back in. Bye, Kabuki. Have a wonderful evening. All right, so let's see. Can I do this without dragging you guys off? So, as you guys know, the deities and demigods is more than just, it was more than just Jim Ward and Rob Kuntz. It was an entire stable of artists who helped create this thing, and artists includes writers. So today, two of the additional people who contributed to the creation of this book. Come on, let me do. There we go. Two of the people who helped contribute to the creation of this book. What was it? There we go. Harold Harold Johnson autographed it, and my roomie, Alan Hammock, autographed it. So more signatures. And I think for those of you who may have missed it, because I think some of you guys did, there is Jeff D's signature. And that is a little drawing of Elric. So I thought that was pretty cool. So the legendarum of the traveling deities and demigods grows. So let's see. I suppose one day I might be lucky enough to meet Dave Cook and Lost Schick. Alan, of course. Eric Holmes has passed away. Harold Johnson signed it. Kevin Hendricks, Jeff Leeson. I'd love to get Steve Marsh. I suppose I could have gotten Mentzer's signature on it today. Obviously, Tom Molday's passed away. I don't know who Brian Pitzer is, but Brian, if you're out there and you want to sign it, let me know. Paul Reich III, Evan Robinson, and Gene Wells. But obviously, a few of those people having passed away. Artist-wise, who worked on this was... let's see. How about Dragon Derby? Oh yeah, I can't forget. Oh, thank you for reminding me, Joe. We sat down and we played Dragon Derby with Eric Gygax ran it, and a couple of other fun people were there playing Dragon Derby with us. So I lost spectacularly, but that's okay because it's a fun game. It's a fun little game. You gonna let me see? Nope. I'll never know how many people actually tuned in. But Jeff D, I got his iMoth. I'm not sure who iMoth is. Errol Otis, Darlene. I got Darlene. Oh, I almost forgot. I have one more thing to show you guys swag-wise. But obviously Jim Rosloff, Dave Sutherland, and Dave Trampier. I can't get their signatures on it. Nor Jacquet's signature. But yes, I have many of the creators who made this great. Sounds like I escaped the cold in my neck of the woods this weekend. No, it's snowing. It's it's just dumping snow down here. So can one say it's pouring snow? I don't know. I don't know snow nomenclature, if you will. So yeah, I have a couple more pieces of swag to show, and one is a purchase, one is stolen. So hang on a second. Sorry, two are purchased. I needed some extra dice. Elizabeth, no ill intent, but you can never have enough dice, and you got to buy dice when you go to a con. It's just what you got to do. You have to buy dice at a con. Everybody's doing weird artisanal dice, like that they send like low grade jade out and get it machine cut and stuff like that. So, oh, how much for the dice? $22. Oh, cool. And you start loading up your hand, and the guy goes, a piece. Okay, I get it, but still, So I started in my many hangings out with Heidi and Erica. I got the EggCon Dragon dice set. And in case you're wondering, oh, hey, Bill, did you get any swag from the con? No, I didn't. I did not get any specific swag given to me from the con. I guess we could count our badge, and I'll get to that in a second. But this is Darlene, the artist Darlene's card game, Jasmine, Battle for the Mid-Realm. It is as far as I can tell, it's deck building, but not in the sense that you buy booster packs and stuff like that. It's non-collectible or anything like that. You just try to assemble the best hand you can. I haven't gotten into it. I really have not gotten into it. But I told myself for a long time I was going to buy a set of this, and I waited too long because it's expensive. It's $85, but yeah, I know. But we'll dive into this on the show a little bit and show off some of Darlene's beautiful artwork, like those pieces there. So I'm looking forward to digging into that. And what else? Gosh, oh, right. So here's my badge. If you guys don't watch the shorts, there's my badge. This is Heidi's badge. It's mine now. So I was wearing this alternately under and on top of my badge, walking around, I think Friday or Saturday. And as I told people, I committed identity theft. But not to worry that I decided that I identified as her. So, so I am keeping this. I am keeping this badge, and I will wear this at EggCon. And if she makes me stop, I will give it back to her. So, so yeah, that is that. I think is the end of the swag. So did I TTRPG Con? Did I TTRPG Con? I'm trying to zoom you guys a little bit so maybe I can see what is being said. There's nothing. Okay, you know what? I'm going to star the comment. I don't care anymore. I did TTRPG Con. So How what? I saw that. How from Dear Wheeling Dragon. I'm wondering what she meant. How? Yes, I TTRPG'd con. I played games. I met fellow gamers. I shopped. I bought swag. I ate food that is really bad for me. I stayed up too late. I drank. I traveled, and I met famous TTRPG people. I roomed with the famous TTRPG people. I saw Harold Johnson. I talked to Jeff D. I talked to gosh, so many people, and some of you guys came up too. I saw was it Daniel Rowan. I saw, so yes, in that it was successful. Organizationally, this con, this is not some. I want to be 100% upfront. This is not something that's going to impact you guys if you want to come to Page. Oh, Heidi's badge. So I'll tell the Heidi's badge story in a minute. If you want to come to a large con, not a huge con, a large con with a lot of vendors, a lot of game space, a lot of the veterans of TTRPGdom, and get autographs. There's on-site food and drink, which is really expensive. And you're in this area, or you just like to travel. I don't know. Maybe you live in southern Texas, and you just don't mind going across the country. Yeah, Page is absolutely your jam. Then I think you, in that aspect, you can enjoy it. The travel and stay arrangements for me were a little unusual. Not the rooming with Alan part. That's not the unusual part. The unusual, I don't want to get into it because I don't want you guys to think I'm being super negative. Yes, come to Page, have fun, because it's a blast. And there's a shuttle that goes from hotel to the place. So if you get snowed out next year, you just get on that little bus, ride over there, and ride back. It is dangerously close. The hotel that I'm in is dangerously close to the Civic Center. What do I mean by dangerously close? You might fall under the assumption that it's close enough to walk in freezing, driving snow. That ain't necessarily the best choice to make. Take the shuttle. Take the shuttle. So the badge story, because Wheeling Dragon wants to know the badge story, and I got to put my old man glasses back on. People thought these were the coolest things. Oh my gosh, they fold up like that. Yeah. I got so many comments on my Aragorn sweater and my X-Wing fighter pilot messenger bag. But how did I get Heidi's badge? So let me tell you how I got Heidi's badge. I went over. I went over, and seeing Eric and Heidi is a joy. I thoroughly enjoyed seeing Eric and Heidi, and I was over at their booth. Heidi was running the Dragon Derby game, so she. Hey, studios, good to see you. Oh, and I have a special shout out to studios, and I want to tell I want to give also. So Heidi's off running Dragon Derby. For reasons I don't know, she had 2 badges, and one of her badges was at the booth when I was talking to Eric, and I was drinking bourbon, and I was chit chatting, yada yada yada. And I picked the badge up. It was just laying on the table. I picked the badge up, and I said, "I'm going to put this on. I'm going to put this on, and I'm going to go over there, and I'm going to see how long it takes her to notice it." And so I march over there wearing Heidi's badge around my neck. About 10 seconds. And she laughed, but she didn't say, "Give me my badge," or anything like that. And so I just walked off with it. And I think that's when I did the, identity theft. I identify as Heidi. The little YouTube short that I posted up. And I just kept it. And now I hung out with them. I interacted with them. I sat with him, and at any point, if she had said, Bill, give me that badge," whatever, I'd be like, "Sure, here you go." I was like, I'm not giving it back, but I have it now. And when I go to EdCon this summer, I'm gonna be wearing the Heidi badge. So that's how I got the Heidi Gygax badge. So I want to give a shout out to 10125 Studios, who is Imperial Ramblings Bo Ganora. So here's the thing that happened. The rooming situation has been a little screwy. And I thought yesterday afternoon, I got text messages and emails, and I thought my room was going to be terminated this morning. That basically I was not going to have a place to stay. And the suggestion from the powers that be at the con were, well, pair up and one of you put the room on your credit card. Guys, I don't. I'm hiding in plain sight. North of the Rockies, that's awesome. I don't have a your credit card. I don't have I can just put it on my credit card. And Bo and I had been chit-chatting back and forth about things here at the con. And he rang me up and said, "I'll take care of this for you. I can get you, I can help you out." It turns out I didn't need it. It turns out we almost did need it. But as it happens, I did not need it. But for the period of time that I thought I did, knowing that he was right there to catch to grab my hand as I was plummeting past, dude. Thank you, man. Take care, great old ones. Yeah, I'm probably fixing to wrap up here myself. I'm gonna go downstairs and see what I can do about a drink and something to eat. And then I'm gonna come back up here, pack up all the crap that I just dragged out for you guys, and I'm gonna go to sleep because I have to be up at 3 a.m. If I fell asleep just right now, I'd get 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. I'd get 8 hours of sleep if I went to sleep right now, but I ain't gonna. I'm at the very least going to eat and have a drink. So, Thank you, everybody. Thank you. I love you all. We'll return back to normal flight. Shorts tomorrow. Live stream show tomorrow about the week ahead and maybe a little bit more catch up. Thank you, Gonzalo, for the super chat. If anyone else super chatted and I missed it because screwing around, I apologize for that. But anyway, yeah, so I'm out of here, guys. I will let you know when I am wheels down in Orlando. So everybody take care. And let me see if I can do this. I'm trying to get zoomed in so I can shut the stream down. There we go. Okay, everybody. Love you all. Peace.